It's time to feel the rage! Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies, streaming in theaters and classic films as well. Do we do streaming anymore?
Really?
Yeah, sometimes. We did some this week.
We stream with the Rage or Dare, and then I guess I stream. I did watch Full Metal Jacket. You'll be pleased to hear.
So you're giving away everything.
It's all given away in the intro. You don't even have to listen.
We don't even need to listen.
Just hit stop. It's over. Directors and actors, beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
That was unnecessarily annoying. And Murray, who's sporting, what is that, a Deadpool shirt?
Deadpool, baby.
Deadpool. Is that coming out soon? I don't even know.
This is my long sleeve sweatshirt because it's cold.
When's that coming out? 2025?
I'm pretty sure it's this year.
This year?
Wait, is it Deadpool? Is it like a dead baby pool?
I'm sure there's a baby in there somewhere.
Dead baby
Because he has to
pool.
go back in time to kill babies.
It's a dead baby pool.
Oh, that's what, because it said Deadpool.
It's
baby.
a shirt, man.
So I thought it was like dead.
Because you have nothing
Deadpool
written on
baby.
your
This is already
shirt.
falling apart. With introductions out of the way, let's rage on!
If you like Deadpool babies, thanks for supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform, or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/Film Rage YYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible, terrible, terrible film. And we'll watch it if it played anywhere in cinemas in the world, and it's not a kid's movie. Now, let's get to raging. What would the amazing Murman predict? What would the amazing Murman predict? Will he predict the rage, or will he predict the mondo? Will he tell us all what Bryce and Jim thought of the movies that they saw in
He might predict the
cinemas
math.
this week? And you never know
Maybe if he
what he's
raises.
going to tell us as he swims by you. Swim, swim,
In case I mentioned, I really hate that music.
swim, 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 swim.
Okay.
Yes.
There were some movies
Yes!
Some movies.
that we went to.
Yes!
Some more than others.
Yes.
What you say, Murray?
Yeah, first up, it's pretty much a no-brainer.
Okay.
The Fall Guy.
Yes.
You both know I was looking forward to.
Yes!
And I'm pretty sure you guys weren't.
What?
And because I had to explain to Jim on the way home what the actual TV
What
show
a
was
Fall
all
Guy
about, that
was.
means you guys never saw it. So this is all wasted on you.
Well, maybe Bryce
so
saw it.
yeah, double-
I know of the Fall Guy. He was I knew he was a stunt man
Yeah,
before I
whatever.
went to this, and
Whatever.
He had like
Whatever.
little adventures every
Have
week
you
where he
ever seen an episode?
solved crimes
No,
or
you
someone got
haven't.
kidnapped. Yeah, I have. Lee Majors. I've seen it.
So I think it's double rage for both of you.
Okay.
I told Jim that I believe that this movie was custom made for Murray.
Of course it was.
I predict Murray gave it a mondo.
More on that later. Next up is Tarot, which I did not go to because you guys chose to see it at 10 o'clock at night.
We
and
did.
you know my rules on
Yes,
seeing movies at 10
bedtime.
o'clock.
Bedtime for
for the Merman.
All right.
I do not get through movies that start at 10 o'clock at night.
Bryce normally doesn't
I
either.
barely
That's the
get
rule.
through movies. Sometimes I
if
do,
you had-
sometimes I don't.
If you had switched it up, I would have gone with you. Anyway.
Yes.
The Tarot looks stupid. It, like every other stupid horror movie that's been out recently.
You did, didn't it?
Yeah, Jim likes horror more than you do, so he might have maybe got a little mad.
I'm not
out
sure
of it.
that's true, but
I think Bryce raged on that one too.
I'm just raging.
Yes. You know what? We're
I'm
not.
a ball of rage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you met you?
Yeah, have you met you? Plus, on top of that, when we got here, all you've been doing is raging.
We've been raging since the moment we got here.
Yeah, it's like one big heavy rage flow.
Put your sorries in
Like
a sack.
somebody crapped in his vegan oatmeal or
That's
something.
right. Yeah, and if
Which made it no longer vegan.
well, also because if you crapped in your own oatmeal, then it is vegan.
No, it's still not vegan. That
Yeah,
still was
because it's-
produced by an animal, whether it's me or someone else.
Yeah, didn't we have this discussion? Can't you
you're a
eat
vegan.
your own self and
No.
then you're not still vegan?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I would.
Okay, this is devolving. Let's move on, Murray. Come on. Get control of this merman.
Yeah, right. You're the host. I just push buttons. The last one, which I didn't see, never heard of it, no idea what the hell it was about.
But you saw the trailer.
And
Yes.
yeah, it looks Korean.
It
Looks
does.
like a lot of people kicking ass. So
It's very Korean.
Yeah, of course you guys probably loved it.
Oh.
I think Jim maybe more so.
Okay.
So let's go Matt and Mondo. Mondo for Jim.
All right.
Got
There
it.
you go. And once again, I want to repeat, I don't care.
All right.
I will tell you, you aren't going 0 for 3 this week with me,
No,
Merman.
I'm not.
What? Also, not going over 3 me as well.
Yes, it's true.
I still contend that I went 3 for 6 last week. Because you guys
Yeah.
wussed out.
You actually went 0 for 6.
I did not.
Hashtag Murray
A
Gates.
high Met is a Mondo. I'm sorry, I'm going to stand by
That's the silliest thing I've ever heard.
that. You're nitpicking stuff.
All right. Well, let's find out what everybody's wondering about.
Yes.
Which is a stuntman remake of a TV show
From the 80s.
From the
Before
80s.
Bryce was
Hey,
even
you're
born.
giving away my introduction here.
Before
Oh,
Bryce was
okay.
even born.
before Bryce. What?
No,
Was
it wasn't. I know I look like a
What were you-
schoolboy.
What were you,
Baby.
3 years old?
No, this was like must have been like 85, 86. This was out.
81.
81, really? I have
Yes.
vivid memories of the Fall Guy. Like I really do.
find that
I know I've
believe.
seen it.
Do you know
He-
the theme song?
He was
Can you
driving
sing it?
around.
I'm
we'll
gonna
actually
sing-
get to that.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh, don't do one of your Phantom of the Opera things.
Hey,
You never know.
I gotta be me, Merman.
That's right.
So Ryan Gosling stars as Colt Seaver in this film based on the 80s Seavers, whatever, on the 80s TV series, The Fall Guy. It starts with a stunt gone wrong that has Colt quitting the stunt game
What?
and parking cars for a living. But then Colt is contacted by producer Gail Meyer, played by Hannah Waddingham, who tells him that Jody Moreno, played by Emily Blunt, has requested that he does the stunts in her debut in the director's chair. Colt is smitten with Jody, so he hops on a plane to Australia.
Yes.
From there, we get unnecessary stunt after unnecessary action sequence with a convoluted plot with multiple idiotic reveals. And none of that matters because, simply put, The Fall Guy was as much dumb fun as you could pack into a single movie.
What?
I cannot deny that I enjoyed every dumb stunt, every dumb subplot, every dumb twist, and every dumb line of dialogue. Plus, who knew there was so many versions of Kisses I Was Made for Loving You?
I didn't know.
Even the soundtrack had me smiling. That is until the closing credits.
What?
Where we had to endure the original Fall Guy theme song. I might
No,
fall from a tall
it's
building.
not.
I might roll a brand new car. Cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redbird such a star. I might jump an open drawbridge or Tarzan from a vine. Cause I'm the unknown stuntman that makes Eastwood look so fine. That song makes me rage because I still can't get it out of my head. But
That was not
Fall
the song you heard.
but Fall Guy the movie, that was a big dumb over the top mondo.
You
What?
gotta be kidding me.
I loved this movie. I enjoyed every stupid dumb bit of it. And it was ridiculous and over the top and I loved it. I laughed and I laughed. It was very, very enjoyable for me.
I find that hard to believe.
Well, you know what? Sometimes it's like shooting fish in a
Mondo!
barrel.
By the way,
Shooting fish
that
in a
is
barrel.
not the song you heard. You heard about 2 lines of that. The rest of that shit was made up by Blake Shelton, who changed it. There's no fucking Eastwood. There was no Redford. There's no Farrah Fawcett. There was none of the original shit in there because
I
Blake
remember there
Shelton
being-
changed it all.
I remember there being
No,
Eastwood.
he changed it all.
Really?
He changed every fucking word of it.
But that's-
Just so you know. So if you're going to sing it, sing the shitty version. Thank you.
Wait. What is the shitty version?
The Blake Shelton version. Something about falling in love
So
or
you were
some
singing
crap.
the original version?
He was singing the Lee
Apparently I
Majors
was a-
version
yeah.
because he Googled it. It's the only reason why he knew the words. I have it committed to memory, okay?
I knew the first one. I didn't know the second one.
Yeah. I have entire seasons on DVD, okay? Don't tell me.
Don't you tell him about. You know what?
You messed that up too, so I don't even care if you gave it a Mondo.
You know what? Here's the thing.
Yes.
I've never heard either song.
Yeah, you heard it.
And they were both terrible. So it doesn't matter. Okay, let me tell you about The Fall Guy?
The Fall Guy.
The Fall Guy. All right. This film does a great job of giving an inside look into the stuntman job within the whole movie industry. And Ryan Gosling is so likable, you can't help but root for him. The story idea is fun, and the stunts are creative and awesome. What isn't awesome, though, is the whole love story that bogs the film down and makes it longer than it needed to be. I mean, I like Emily Blunt, just like everyone else does, but this film really feels way too long. And it also felt like a TV plot with a TV show dialogue, and maybe that's
They had fun with that, though.
And maybe that's because it is based on a TV show.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, there you go. Don't get me wrong, it's fun, and seeing these stunts on IMAX made them even more fun. But it was too long, and at times even a little draggy, because it was 2 hours and 6 minutes. Plus, I had issues with the story that has Ryan Gosling is almost killed, and he is supposed to be apologizing for anything. What's that?
I didn't touch
There's
anything.
beeping.
I didn't touch anything.
That's crazy. I didn't like the fact it was predictable, so I wasn't in on the joke that Murray and Bryce were. So I didn't necessarily love the whole story idea. I hated the whole love story idea. It was over the top and corny and way too soap opera TV, made for TV. Overall, I think the action is fun and the story idea is creative, but the story also is very predictable and takes way too long to end. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. But what I did love was seeing this with my boy, the Merman. So I guess the film is meh, but spending time with the Mer is always a mondo. That's it. That's all I got to say.
The movie was a Mondo or I was a Mondo?
You're a mondo.
You're a mondo.
And the movie was a meh.
Okay. Well, I had to change my intro now because
Yes.
Bryce unexpectedly actually liked the movie, which I didn't think he ever would.
Not liked it. Loved it. It was
Yeah,
Mondo.
There's
Yeah.
a huge difference between...
Because it was as dumb as it gets, and the fact that he liked it, it just
Yeah.
Yeah,
boggles
that's
the
what
mind.
made it awesome.
Boggles the mind.
Yeah.
Okay, let me explain to our movie-loving viewers
Yes.
what The Fall
Listeners.
Guy is supposed to be about.
Yes, let's hear it. It's
Fall
a
Guy.
Wait.
No, I'm talking about the show.
Okay, so the show...
Because I
But we're not
a love
reviewing the
story.
show.
I had to explain it to you. I'm
Yeah.
going to explain it to them.
It's a love show?
No,
Story?
nothing to do with love. Nothing to do with love.
Okay, gotcha.
The Fall Guy,
Yeah.
starring Lee Majors,
Yes.
at 1981 to 86.
Yes.
And
Oh, that's why,
He
'cause I
was
saw
a stuntman who has to moonlight as a bounty hunter to pay his bills because there aren't enough stunts apparently to go
Yeah.
around.
Apparently,
So
stuntmen
he
are
tracks
not
down
treated
people
well.
who run out on their bail or their
Yeah,
bail bond.
that's right.
Yeah.
So and he has to track them down, usually across the border or dealing with gangsters or biker gangs or whatever.
So it's like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
But
is
he's
what you're
more
saying.
bounty hunter than he is stuntman. I think the stunts in the show actually counted for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think most of it was stock footage. So he was more or less a bounty hunter.
Yes.
But
So it's like Dog the Bounty
the
Hunter.
difference is between the movie
So
and this one
wait for the
is
sequel.
Jodie,
Yes.
who in this movie is a film director. In the TV
yes.
show, Jodie Banks was his assistant. They never had a thing. She
Right.
worked for him. She was also a stunt woman. So yeah, there was no romantic thing. There was no love story. It was just about the stunts and the car chases and the action.
But this
Which
was
is a show that I loved.
but this was Jody Moreno.
Yeah, I'm saying nothing to do with the show.
Yeah.
So this had very little to do
Banks.
with the show, other than the fact that the two original stars showed up at the end. Spoiler alert.
Well, wait, but
in
also
end
all the
credits.
people's names were the same as the
No,
original TV
they were
show.
not.
Weren't they? She-
No.
And in this movie,
Just the first name.
Yeah, in this movie, he wasn't a bounty hunter. He was just some idiot stuntman who actually, got tricked into tracking down star of the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Anyway.
framed, is what it was.
Yeah, it was-
Anyway,
It was so
okay.
dumb.
Anyway, You know, with the Ryan Gosling movie, based on one of my favorite all-time shows, I was gonna love it. Or was I?
What?
See, I can do shit too.
What?
I'm gonna start with the bad.
No!
There were parts I didn't like.
What?
They're probably the parts I love.
As Jim said, there was way too much rom in this rom-com action movie.
Yes.
Perfect amount.
No.
We saw it in IMAX, but there wasn't nearly enough action besides Gosling taking off his shirt.
There was a ton of action.
That was pretty awesome.
Heavens to Murgatroyd, that dude is cut.
He is pretty cut.
I was expecting the story, such as it
Who
was,
cares?
to concentrate more on the actual stunts. There was about an hour in
There
the
were
middle
so many
with
stunts
a
in it.
lot of talking.
Yes.
And they did use the original theme song, sort of. Blake
Yes.
Shelton did a remake, and they changed the lyrics. In case people forgot, it does go like this.
All right, let's hear it.
Here we go.
I'm not going to sing, though.
Ah.
I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with Farrah. That would be Fawcett, who he
Yeah.
was married to.
Yeah.
Never been seen with anything less than a 9. So fine. I've been on fire with Sally Field. Gone
What?
fast with a girl named Bo. That
Yeah.
would be Derek.
Yeah.
What?
This is the version I
Somehow,
sang. by
no,
the
you
way.
did not sing this.
Yes, I did.
You destroyed it.
I sang the choruses.
Somehow
is
they
all.
don't end up as mine. It's a death-defying life I lead. I take my chances.
This would have been way better.
Die
if you were
for a
singing
living
it.
in the movies and TV.
Yeah.
The hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies
I just skipped the verses.
kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee.
Yeah.
See, that's the unknown stuntman.
Yeah.
I might fall from a tall building. I might roll a
How
brand
long
new car.
is this song? It's already
'Cause
boring.
I'm
me.
the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star.
Which is exactly what I sang.
Yeah,
part,
which
yes.
was it in the movie?
Yeah.
It wasn't
I
the
sang-
version that was in the movie.
It's-
It was not the version that was in the movie.
What does that matter?
It matters a lot because
I remember.
you're talking
I remember
about the movie.
song.
Yeah, you know,
as
Murray's
soon as
right.
the song hit,
We're
my
talking
memory
about-
went
Blake
back.
Shelton changed the words.
I'm not talking about Blake Shelton.
Wait, are we
That's the version that was in the movie.
I understand that.
Wait,
You
are
That's
we-
the
said it
version you
4,000
should have sang.
No, the version that I sang is the one that as soon as the song hit, that's the version that runs through my mind.
Yes,
is the version I
mine
saw
too.
as a kid that I heard over and over
But
again.
that wasn't
Yeah,
the version that
but
was
we're-
in the
we're
movie.
talking about the movie,
Talking about
Bryce.
the movie. That was not the
I
version
can't
from the
believe
movie.
he's getting upset that I remember his beloved TV show
No,
better than the movie
I'm
song.
getting upset
It's
because
weird.
you destroyed a song that I used to love, like you do every single time. That's what pisses me off.
Oh, Murray.
I love this.
As far as I
might
know,
fall from a tall
most of the
building.
people mentioned in that
Yes.
song are still alive.
Farrah's
Just
not.
saying.
Fair is not.
Yeah, but a lot of them are.
Is Bo Derek
Redford's
still
still alive.
Is Bo
That's the
Derek
chorus. They could have left Redford in.
So what is the Blake Shelton version? Because
I don't
I
know.
wasn't. I was probably talking while it was going
They
on.
talk about love. Something about doing something for love or something.
Oh,
Is
he
it
doesn't.
like-
he doesn't like replace it with like
No, he doesn't mention
Miley
any-
Cyrus. I
No,
don't know who's
he doesn't mention anybody.
or the
he doesn't
Hannah,
mention
Aquafina.
Hannah Montana.
He doesn't mention a
or-
single star, not one.
That's the same person.
Like I said, he also destroyed it. I don't like him in the first place.
So okay.
Anyway.
So but wait a minute. Hold on here. I just want to make sure I'm completely clear because there's a lot of rage being thrown around here.
Yes.
But what
You
I really,
started.
but what I really, I know it's always fun. So what I really want to be clear about, just so everybody who's listening,
Yes.
is that Murray, even though the movie was not really like the TV show, even though it's kind of somewhat based on the
Sort
TV
of.
show, you would have preferred to have the music at the end be the TV show version?
They got Lee Majors to come back for the damn cameo. They could have had him sing it too. I'm pretty sure he still has his voice. Just
He
saying.
did say stuff.
Why didn't they
Okay,
just? Why didn't
I
they just
wanted
use
to be,
the original
I just
song?
wanted to be clear about that because apparently it's nothing like the TV show.
It's very little like the TV
Yeah,
show.
so that's
He's very-
thinking
he's
why they
very
didn't bring
emotional
the
about
music
this.
about it. This is his
Me,
favorite
I
TV
just heard
show.
the opening chords and I'm like, oh god, now I'm gonna have that running through my head. And I guess I didn't listen to it because
No, you
all I have
didn't.
is. And by the way, no, I didn't Google it. Actually, that's not true. I Googled the second one. I absolutely knew the first verse, because that's.
Here's the thing: when I listened to it, and we sat through the entire credits,
Yeah.
We did.
I already forgot this theme song right after I left the
There
building.
you go.
Because you never saw the show.
Yeah,
By the way,
the show seems
By the way, unlike
not
Murray,
like something I would have
I
liked.
hate the theme song.
I happen
All
to
right.
love it.
But it still caused you to give it a Mondo. All right, Murray. So what else you got to say about the Fall Guy?
Yeah, I'm
theme song I gave the theme song a rage. I gave the movie a mondo.
Oh, okay.
Whatever problems the Fall Guy have
Yes.
aren't really an issue when
What?
the final product is this much fun.
What?
It's a loving tribute to
This
the
took me on a
selflessness
journey.
of the stunt people wrapped inside of a
Yes.
romantic comedy and meta-action film. Much as I didn't like the mushy romantic stuff between Blunt and
Yes.
Gosling,
Yes.
they do make a cute couple.
They were cute. Yep. They're both beautiful people.
They are.
Just like Marilyn Manson.
Ryan Gosling, of course, was awesome in the way he merged the reserved stuntman character of Drive with his natural Kenergy. His version of Colt is pretty great, especially because he's not afraid to be vulnerable, which makes him more relatable and funny. Emily Blunt is also a joy to watch. Any scene she shares with Gosling is effortless and charming.
She is effortless and charming.
Winston Duke is a solid supporting man to Gosling.
Yeah.
And FYI, my favorite part of Black Panther. I think he should have been the next one, but that's just my opinion.
Yep.
Aaron Taylor Johnson does a hilarious McConaughey impression. I thought it was more Tom Cruise, except he didn't actually do his own stunts. And Hannah Waddington's over-the-top producer definitely
so
landed. Stephanie Sue, which you didn't mention,
Yeah.
has some good butt-kicking scenes as well.
Yeah.
And Jean-Claude, the French
over her.
dog, was awesome.
She needs to win
I
me
did.
over again.
Other than the butchering of the Fall Guy theme song, which Bryce is
Apparently-
nice enough to relive for me.
Apparently, 15 minutes of our podcast is dedicated to
Yeah.
it.
I
don't know why it
and
went
some
off on
bad
that.
karaoke. I love the music in this film. Emily Blunt needs to do more singing in films. She absolutely nailed a Phil Collins
Yeah.
classic. Even some Kiss tunage was very timely.
Mm.
The plot is, of course, nonsense, much like many of my favorite 80s TV shows. Don't think too hard about it. You can just shut your brain off and enjoy the ride, which I didn't think Bryce was capable of. This film is a lot of fun.
I like
can't-
having fun. Why do people think I
'Cause you
don't like having
don't.
fun?
You don't like having
Usually
fun.
you don't. Usually you're
Whatever.
the least unfun person.
I can't quite give it a mondo.
What is happening right
Because
now?
of my fond memories of the TV show.
Oh, for crying in a bucket.
great.
It is still the best 80s TV remake I've seen.
Okay.
So, a very high man.
Oh, there you go.
It was
Apparently
That's
high-
me being honest. I could have
Apparently-
monoed the shit out of that, and I didn't.
Apparently, a high
I
mat
did, and
is
I
very.
was being honest.
Apparently, a high mat is very different than a mondo.
Yeah, that's what. But
If they didn't make it a love story, it would have been a mondo. That's all I'm saying.
all we're saying is you gave it a high meh, which is different
Than a
than a mondo.
You know what? This has been the most fun I've ever had talking about a movie that I didn't love. The only things I really liked about this movie, I love all the actors.
They were
All the
all good.
actors was fantastic.
Yes.
I love the dog.
The dog was so good.
I love the dedication to the stuntman and the homage to them at the end. There's a lot of things to have fun in this movie about. What I just couldn't get into that whole love story. That was it. It sucked it too much out for me.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah,
necessary.
it was fine.
And it wasn't really necessary.
I was
It wasn't.
totally. It was good.
Yeah, because they could have cut 25 minutes out of it.
They
if
absolutely
they would have
could have.
got rid of
It
all
should
that
have been 90
love
minutes.
stuff.
It
This
should
might
have
be
been
this might be my favorite rom-com ever.
I don't know if I have a favorite. Well, actually, you know
I
what?
do now. It's The Fall Guy.
My favorite rom-com has to be Amelie still. It's the only movie that I could ever say.
Is you gonna call that a rom-com?
It's absolutely a rom-com. They
All right.
fall in love at the end.
Oh, that's true.
And it's funny as fuck.
It is. It is funny.
So that's what a rom-com is.
Oh,
That's,
Right.
In fact, that's the only rom-com I like. That's
There you
love. Sorry, love.
Moving on to
Oh wait,
two
I
movies
also
I don't
like La
care
La.
about.
I also love La La Land. So
Yeah.
La
I
La
did
Land
too.
and
Ryan
Amelie.
Gosling.
There you go.
Moving on.
I think Murray might bring up Ryan Gosling later in this episode. But I'm just saying.
I don't know. I did last week.
You may be.
I,
Rye.
Right, baby. All right, so we also went to see a movie called Tarot.
As in cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, another PG-rated horror film.
Yippee.
Or as I like to say, a Goosebumps episode, but only an hour and a half long episode of Goosebumps. This one girl does everything she knows is wrong and I'm putting in quotes, medium, although it seemed a little extra well done to me, and reads someone else's tarot deck. And then the evil tarot deck stupidly and conveniently kills mostly everyone, except for some reason a couple of people. And then everything is predictable and nothing really made any sense, except that I hated every single thing about this film. No, wait. Some of the zoom-in shots where the tarot monster, depending on which tarot monster we're thinking of choice, zooms in on people before they kill them. Off screen, of course. Were kind of cool. That is the only thing I thought was cool in this movie.
Okay.
But not cool enough to make this anything but a horrible, horrible, most annoying rage of a horror film. It was so completely awful. I was in pain and suffering.
Yeah, it's just total garbage. I mean, I'm not going to waste anybody's time here. Tarot was bad. It was like they had like little. Basically, it was a movie that was getting you to the next jump scare. The problem is that when you have that many jump scares, number one, the first one was ineffective, and then once you're into like the 12th one, they're really ineffective. Yeah. So the only thing that it was basing itself on is getting you to that jump scare was just completely watered down by the time you got to the 12th, 13th, 14th, however many there were. Like it just kept, and it was just so nothing. Like it was nothing. I mean, I guess I learned that you don't, when you mix tarot and astrology, bad things happen.
Or just don't mess with tarot.
Or just, I think the total message was don't touch somebody else's shit.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's a positive message.
Well, that was the whole thing. It's like,
I might take back this is a positive message for people. Don't fuck with people's shit.
You know, when you've got it, you don't use someone else's tarot deck. That's just something you don't do. And but it's my birthday.
Oh, okay.
Well, then I'll do it.
Let's do it.
And it's like, what? You just said what?
Yeah.
This movie was a total piece of crap. It's another pile that something to throw on the pile of PG garbage that's out there for horror.
I almost think it's rated G.
This one isn't even a good gateway to a good horror movie. It's just garbage.
Complete
it was
garbage.
Total rage.
Yeah. The thing that made me laugh the most was us having chitter chatter through the movie. Although there was two other people in the cinema. They came in late, but hopefully if they weren't there, we would have had a lot more fun watching this.
Probably.
Because we would have there's a part in the movie, and you know what? I don't care if I fucking spoil this movie because it's so terrible. I pray that people that listen to us and do not see this film.
Yeah, this isn't one of those so bad you got to see it movies.
Yeah,
this is just
so bad it's bad. So the best part about it was first off, everything is so predictable, like completely predictable, and everybody is completely stupid. It's like, yeah, this could be happening. I think I'm gonna walk home by myself, and it happens so many times in the movie. And then on top of that, it's like you're like, I know there's somebody in this place and some bad shit is happening, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go up into dark spaces just for apparently no reason. But the one that I loved the most was I said, hey, yeah, how much you want to bet Spider-Man dude comes back later on? And sure enough, there he is, which made absolutely no sense because it made so much not sense, Murray, that they had to put in the movie the reason why he did come back.
Yes, then
which was also stupid.
Which was really quite dumb.
Yeah,
every other horror movie I've seen. And I
no,
don't like horror movies
it's
anymore.
quite not like a lot of movies.
No, it's not.
It's not. Because there was nothing redeeming about it. Except you got to admit, those monsters when they're like way back, and then when they zoom forward with all that cha 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 cha, and then next thing you know they're there. Those shots were pretty cool. Right?
I don't know. They weren't uncool.
Yeah, there you go. That's all I really wanted to know. I just wanted to make sure they weren't uncool.
All right, they weren't uncool.
All right, but that's the only reason. Just if somebody edited those together and to a 2-minute clip, that would have been a good short to watch.
Yes.
But
Yes.
All right, so we got to see the Korean film, The Roundup, Punishment.
The Roundup.
Yes. And it's not the stuff you put on your grass.
No, that's different.
That's just Roundup.
Look at you pulling the farmer talk.
Yeah, right? It's like I know farming and stuff. You know, when my wife and I went to her family farmstead when we were first together, and she pulled a carrot out of the ground and wiped it on her leg and eat it. I almost said, I can't kiss you ever again.
Oh, there you go.
And I didn't for a whole week until she rinsed with a lot of mouthwash and bleach.
Yeah, I used to visit my cousins on the farm, and I drank milk that basically just came out of a cow.
So you just
skimmed
sucked
off the
on
top of the cream.
You just sucked on a cow's
it was in a
teat?
jug on the table, but she just milked the cow. Like,
but have you ever
and the
like
eggs
squirted it
fresh
right from the
chicken.
udder into your mouth?
No.
Oh, I have.
I was afraid of cows back then.
I've done that with a lot of things.
Yeah, it's all gross
I'm still
anyway.
afraid of cows.
You realize that's baby cow hormone.
Yeah.
Care.
I mean, it's gross now, but
saying,
when you were
that's
10
what
years
makes
ago, you loved it.
people on the farm tough.
Baby cow formula. It's so that you can fatten up baby cows.
That's right.
So I don't know why humans are consuming it. But
To get fatter.
You
I
mean
digress.
Veal?
Okay, we better let Bryce talk about this. That might be what
I could go all day.
That's that's one of his trigger words.
I know it is.
The Roundup punishment.
Yeah.
Ma Suk Do, played by Ma Dong Suk, is a Korean cop. He hits hard, real hard. He is not very tech savvy, so when he needs to investigate an online casino that uses forced labor that entices tech nerds to the Philippines, and because one of those nerds ends up
You
dead,
already lost me.
Ma Suk Do has to team up with some cop tech nerds to bring down an organized crime empire.
Can you pause just for a second? Because what made this so funny is that as we're watching this movie, I'm looking at Bryce going, this is Bryce if he was a cop. And then I am the tech nerd that's actually sitting there. It was so funny. Anyway, go back, keep going.
To bring down an organized crime empire. To do this, he needs money. So in order to fund his police investigation, he shakes down two rival crime syndicates, because I guess that's how it's done in Korea.
Yes.
The criminals fund the police investigations to bring down the other criminals.
Yes.
At least that's what happens when Super Cop Ma Suk Do asks for assistance. Not unlike The Fall Guy, this was a whole lot of big, dumb fun. I loved almost every single second of it. The Roundup punishment was Mondo.
Okay. All right. Let me tell you about this movie. Okay. So on one side, you have a badass cop who literally, Murray, punches every single person he comes in contact with.
So hard.
With one, on the other side, you have a sociopath who is his nemesis, who literally stabs every person he comes
very
into contact
stabby, Murray.
with. So stabby. Our cop is played, as Bryce has already said, by none other than the powerhouse action Korean beefcake, Ma Dong-suk. This film was so much fun as you have this cop who basically makes all his own rules and does whatever it takes to solve a crime, which includes extorting money from dirty casino dudes because, as Bryce said, they need seed money to set up a sting operation, and they have run out of budget. Plus, beats the living snot out of every single person with usually one punch, but sometimes that person takes two punches.
Sometimes.
Yeah. The layers of cybercrime in this film are so deep and layered, with lots of bad guys who double cross the other bad guys. The violence is super violent, and there is lots of it. Plus, you also get time to catch up with regular police work. So while it's not doing punchy and stabby, you have really well-written police work drama. Take that, plus all the characters in this that were so well developed. I mean, like, so well. Every single character. I've never seen a...
There was a lot of characters, and you knew what you needed to know about all of them.
About every single one of them. And it didn't feel long.
Nope.
Like, in contrast to The Fall Guy, you still had lots of characters, and you also did get development in them, but to me, it felt long. I know it didn't for you. And this is so funny. And I now have a new phrase.
Yes.
That I'm going to start using when I call people on the phone.
Yeah.
You ready for this, Mur?
Sure.
So if you get a call from me and I say, do you want to die? That was literally his catchphrase when he calls people.
Yeah, he phoned him up.
Especially,
do you want to die?
Do you want to die? Especially when they're people that.
But he says in Korean.
Yeah, he says in Korean.
Yeah.
It's subtitled, but that's the line. He's like, "Do you want to die?" And then, of course, the person's like,
No.
"No, I don't." And then he instantly throws him off his game. The movie was a blast from start to finish. I freaking loved every single
So good.
second of this movie. It was Mondo.
So the good news with this is there's like 3 other movies involving this character.
What?
There's The Outlaws from 2017, and then they pushed it into high gear. The Roundup 2022, the Roundup No Way Out 2023, and then we got the Roundup Punishment 2024. I think we're getting a 2025 Roundup, and I can't wait.
If we don't get a 2025 Roundup,
If this was the 4th movie in the series, this might be like the greatest, sequels that have ever been, because this was the 3rd sequel, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
This is going to come up a little later in our podcast. I'm just going to give you all a hint there. But I have some unpacking to do. There's a couple of scenes in this that are monumental when it comes to action films. One is the motorcycle helmet scene, where he's trying to get information. He's trying to get information from this guy, and he's like, yeah, I'm not talking. So what does he do? He puts a motorcycle helmet on him, and then literally punches him.
Beats the hell out of him. But the thing is, it's smart, because if he didn't put the motorcycle helmet on, the guy would be out. Yeah. Then he couldn't ask him anything. So he had to put the helmet on him so he just feel pain and not be unconscious.
And his dude that has the Gucci bag, the guy that they convince him that they've hired him on to be this special undercover cop.
Yes.
They give him this badge that's basically, it's just a fake badge.
Yeah.
That alone, those characters, like the characters were just so funny.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to continue to watch this series.
Yes.
And we gotta now catch up with all the other ones. We gotta go.
We
watch
do,
1, 2, 3.
absolutely. I'm definitely watching them.
Yeah. It's great. I love this movie. I wish The Fall Guy was as good as this.
The Fall Guy was as good in a different way.
No, it wasn't.
They were both.
There was no love story in this movie.
So much fun.
This had no love story.
Yeah.
Maybe it should have had
Nothing wrong
Right,
with a little
Murray?
love.
Yeah, there is.
Nah, there isn't. All you need is love. The Beatles taught me that.
Yeah, well.
Speaking of love, nothing gets your love juices flowing more than the Murman Minute.
Yeah, I'm instantly regretting this because I'm already in a rage state. And I don't know if it's going to calm me down at all.
Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh. Wait, it's your favorite... Wait, let me try and guess. It's your favorite Lee Majors movies.
Close.
It's your favorite
Ryan Gosling films?
80s TV series.
I think you're a little closer.
Oh.
Now that one of my favorite 80s TV shows has been made into a feature-length film starring the dreamy Ryan Gosling, I'm going to take a look at some of the other TV shows from the 80s. Some have been made into films.
Like Chips.
Some are just aching to be brought to the big screen.
Oh, aching.
Now, just a fair warning to you both.
What?
Many of these shows were a big part of my childhood.
Uh-oh.
And shaped who the Merman is.
Uh-oh.
So ridicule them at your own peril. As my buddy Lou Ferrigno would say, well, mostly his alter ego Bruce, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. As it happens, most of the shows in this list were produced by Glenn A. Larson.
Okay.
First up, Magnum P.I., which I just recently started watching again.
Never seen it.
Okay, I just want to interrupt for one
original.
You've just watched it again?
Started watching it again.
The original.
Because it has not aged well.
I still enjoyed it.
Okay.
I've never seen
The only reason I bring it up because I actually had to watch an episode of Magnum P.I.
The new one or the old one?
No, the old one. I had to watch an episode with Tom Selleck at when I went to for Christmas at my girlfriend's parents' house.
Yeah.
And wow, it was a 2-part episode with Sharon Stone in it where she played 2 roles.
There you go.
But she was actually just schizophrenic apparently.
Nice.
There you go.
And it was unwatchable.
For you.
Yeah,
It's
for you.
so bad.
Anyway, if I make it...
I've never seen it.
That's why I just wanted to know that
if I may continue with my moment of the show...
That's right.
Okay, go ahead.
I've never seen it. I've never seen Magnum PI.
Well, it was in the
You're
80s.
very fortunate.
Yeah, Tom Selleck, the man, the mustache.
Yes.
Those shirts.
The guy from Friends?
That
the one.
Ferrari. The Ferrari. The
Friends
winning
guy.
smile. And the locations. Yes, it was shot in Hawaii. Yet to be made into a film, but it's due. Unfortunately, the old Tom is a little long in the tooth.
But he could still do a cameo.
As long
like
as they don't get that loser from the TV remake, I'm cool. That is unwatchable.
I didn't even know there was a TV.
Oh, there
remake.
is.
I have a funny story about the Magnum thing, though. That's my boss's nickname is Magnum.
There you go. Well, Magnum, Thomas Magnum, is an ex-Navy SEAL who was a PI. I
also has a
love my
mustache.
PI. And my show that's not actually on here, which I just thought of, which is probably my all-time detective show,
Yes.
Remington
Ironside.
Steele.
Oh.
Freaking loved it. Have every season on DVD.
Wow.
I love the
Wow.
Brosnan. Just
All right.
saying. But that's not even on here.
Is that Pierce? That was Pierce Brosnan?
Yes.
No
It
comment.
was his first thing. Yes, thank
Safe.
you for not commenting.
That's safe.
Next up, The Fall Guy. Having just seen the new film, this
Yes.
one is fresh in my mind. I highly recommend people check out old reruns on YouTube. They're free.
There you go.
Nice.
No comment.
Lots of cool things about the Fall Guy.
Never
Lee
seen
Majors, Heather Thomas, in a
Yeah.
bikini most of the time.
Yeah,
A very cool pickup truck, and even cooler theme song. Yes, Bryce, it was a cool theme song.
Yeah.
This show is just sheer fun. I like to say this film was as good as the movie, but it wasn't.
We heard
It was
that.
so much better.
The film was a TV show, but it wasn't. And they got Blake Shelton to ruin the original theme song.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Wasn't even listening.
That's obviously not.
That was obvious.
Next up, MacGyver.
MacGyver.
Richard Dean
Also,
Anderson.
never seen an episode.
Care-
I saw MacGruber.
Yeah, I've seen MacGruber, the movie.
Yeah, that's
It's
pretty
not the
good.
same thing.
Yeah, it's better.
Richard Dean Anderson, charismatic as hell, could make literally anything from nothing at
With
all.
paper clips and
never
elastic bands.
used a gun. He hated guns. Never had. He still picked on the bad guys without using guns.
You know, I hate guns. I probably would like this show, hey?
I hate guns.
MacGyver was kind of an American James Bond, but he was a bit geeky and more concerned about people's feelings in the environment. It was educational.
I really
Just
like
like
this
me.
guy.
This show was just prime for a big screen version, even if it is with that kid from the X-Men movie as the new MacGyver.
I'm pretty much MacGyver. Why don't you like me more, Merman?
Because you make fun of stuff I love, that's why. There's your answer. Next up, we have Airwolf.
Oh my God, the
This
helicopter.
one didn't have
What?
many big names apart from Ernest Borgnine.
Oh man.
Was this also one of your favorites?
It was okay.
It's terrible.
I'm not a big aerial fan, but a helicopter that moved like a jet plane was pretty cool. And they solved crimes.
They sure did.
Maybe not the greatest idea for a film. Plus, Roy Scheider already made Blue Thunder.
Sure did.
Then we have The Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh no.
Sadly, this has been made into a feature
Yes!
film. Just not a good one.
It's terrible, but I'd still rather watch it than the Dukes of Hazzard
Casting
TV
was a
show.
huge issue. The guy from Jackass, Stifler from American Pie,
Yes.
dumb as a stump, Jessica Simpson. They even roped old Willie Nelson into it. I'm not
Yes.
sure
Good
he-
old Willie.
He was the
not
best
sure
part.
he even did any acting before. The original was horribly outdated,
Yep.
with that Confederate flag on the roof and some of the politically incorrect storylines.
Mm-hmm.
Still, big car chases and jumping over stuff. The 10-year-old me enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah. They
13-year-old.
would start the jump and then they'd go to commercial
That's
and
right.
you wouldn't get to
Did
Did
see
they
the-
survive?
Exactly.
and
There'd
you
be a
couldn't-
cliffhanger in
there
every
was no
commercial.
rewinding or fast forwarding. You had to sit through the commercial.
Yeah, and you had to make sure you're
See
back
if they
in your
made it.
seat.
That's right.
So I have to say, I did watch one episode of this.
Yes. No comment.
There was someone called Boss Hog or something.
Boss
Hog
Hog.
runs
Was he in
county.
every episode?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And his brother-in-law, Roscoe Pico Train, was the sheriff.
Sure was.
And every episode they're trying to catch the Duke
It was
boys.
really bad.
That was all you have to know.
So bad.
Anyway, the
This sounds terrible.
13-year-old me enjoyed Daisy Duke. I'll
Nice.
tell you that.
Well, who doesn't?
Well, yeah.
I mean, she didn't get those. That she did. Like, it's literally pants that are named after her.
That's right.
Right? I mean,
they're short.
nobody on this planet has
short.
pants named
That's
after
right.
them.
Oh, I'm sure
She's
somebody does.
iconic.
She's wearing Daisy
Anyway,
Dukes.
then
Sure
we
is.
have Knight Rider.
Knight Rider.
Now we're talking.
This is a talking car,
This
right?
show is so
Yep.
cool to me as a boy in the early 80s.
Never seen it.
What's not to like about it? The force of nature that is Hasselhoff.
What's not to like about it?
A jet black Pontiac Trans Am with artificial intelligence and a cool red light on the front.
I don't like cars.
A watch you can talk to.
A watch? I have a watch I can talk to.
And a big truck. Mix in some cheesy storylines, and it sounds like a recipe for a legendary Glenn A. Larson show. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
This has, fortunately or
Except for the
unfortunately,
legendary
not
part.
been made into a film yet. I guess in the world of
how is this?
Apple Watches and self-driving cars,
Yeah.
I don't know
maybe
how
its
this
time
hasn't
has passed.
No, I think it will. I guarantee in the next 3 years that there will be a
They'll
Knight
probably-
Rider
they'll
film.
probably
You know
destroy
what?
it.
When we have that, we're going to go back and put this clip into that episode.
Still my favorite show from the 80s. And
So
one of
really?
the very few I own every season of. on
Didn't you already
TV.
have a favorite? You said Remington Steele was.
They're all my. That's my favorite detective show.
Oh,
my favorite
So it
80s
wasn't
show.
Kit and the Caboodle? Whatever, it was Kit and
Kit
Caboodle,
was the
right?
car. The
And who
computer.
was Caboodle?
Caboodle
There's
was
no
the
Caboodle.
was the guy who
Car
sat
was
in
the
it?
evil version who tried to kill Kit.
Wait, was this
Carr tried to kill Kit?
Yeah, Car was the original prototype, but he was evil.
Oh.
It didn't have a driver.
And who sat
Was
in?
that just like one episode, or
No,
was that
was
throughout?
the whole
But-
series.
Really?
So was-
How come I don't remember
So
that?
who was Caboodle? Who sat in
There's
the
no
car?
Caboodle.
Who's-
That was the Hoff.
So did
Oh,
did,
the Hoff?
The
did
Hoff was
Kit
Michael
ever?
Knight.
The Baywatch guy?
Yeah, the Baywatch guy. Before
So
he
did Knight
Baywatch.
Rider ever do a crossover with Manimal?
No, but that was actually on the list too. I never seen it, so I didn't actually bring it up.
Oh,
Wait, is this? You're talking about the same guy that's in SpongeBob movie?
Yeah.
Manimal?
No, the Hoff.
The Hoff. He's also in Piranha 3 Double D as well.
Yes, I remember that.
There you go. That's the Hoff.
I love.
You know,
Piranha
Germans-
Like I
Double D.
said, the
Germans
force
lo-
of nature that is David Hasselhoff.
Germans love David
That's
Hasselhoff.
right. And he sings. So yes.
You could call it that.
and
the best
finally,
minute ever.
We have the A-Team.
What? There's more?
There's one. Well, two, but
Two more.
The A-Team. Don't remember much about this show other than Mr. T. The
Pity's
Pity the
fool.
fool.
In fact, they had to drug him to get him on a plane.
Nice.
Yes.
Mr. T don't fly.
No.
Mr. T doesn't text.
Well,
I-
B.A. Baracus don't fly.
Yeah.
I seen an
You know
episode
what
of
B.A.
this.
stands for?
Badass.
Bad attitude.
But they,
Oh,
yeah, they couldn't say ass
Assitude?
back then. Still, the show was wall-to-wall action and had a really cool van, if you like vans.
And I don't.
This show was unfortunately made into a feature film.
Yes.
As much as I
With
like
Liam
much as I
Neeson.
like Liam Neeson, I could not be bothered to watch this movie.
What? Liam Neeson couldn't even?
Drag you to
No,
this movie?
I think Bradley Cooper was in it too, which is
Yes, he was.
the reason why I stayed away.
Oh.
Stick to the TV show.
Yeah, I
It's
remember
better.
seeing the movie.
And we have an honorable mention, which you already mentioned.
I did?
I did.
There's Chips.
Who did? Oh,
Yes,
Chips.
Chips.
Probably the only
Paunch.
show I watched where I cheered for the cop.
Paunch.
Skin tight trousers, aviator glasses,
I do love
Paunch
big
was in it.
Harley motorbikes,
Erica
properly
Estrada.
manned stuff back in the 80s.
Also, never seen an episode.
This was also
What's the other guy's name?
Baker.
Oh.
Baker and
What
Paunch?
actor?
Some
Larry.
Really? You can remember the actor?
I can't remember his last
I'm
name.
already
Wilcox.
impressed you got Larry.
Larry Wilcox.
Wow.
There you go.
He's in the
And
second
you know who else was in
You
it?
just blew me away,
You know who
Murman.
else was in it?
I don't.
Chris Pine's dad.
Wow.
Piney.
Played the sergeant.
Huh.
The original Pine. The
Look
OG
at this guy.
Pine.
He's in the second
He's
season.
learning me
Because
stuff.
I'm all about the 80s.
Yeah.
Anyway, this was unfortunately made into a film with the talentless Dax Shepard.
Yeah, I like Dax Shepard
I
sometimes.
can't believe Eric Estrada was part of this. I think he was a producer on it, actually,
Maybe needed some money.
and allowed them to destroy the memory of this awesome
He
show.
did it for the money.
I guess
Imagine
I
that.
keep hoping they'll eventually make a good version of it. Till then, I have my TV box sets.
There you go.
There you go.
Nice.
This is the best minute
Oh,
ever.
well, I love the 80s. What can I say?
I love the 80s.
I know you guys don't.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
All right, so I have actually a few I have two specific rages for this week. So I'm going to end with the one that I had first. But the one that made me the most rage was there was a moment in one of the movies that Bryce were at on Monday that I had this epiphany.
Oh, yeah, your epiphany. I remember
Horror movies
that.
are bad.
Yes.
No.
So here's my epiphany. But what I want to do is I just want to make a quick little list here. So the top 20 grossing American-made films. Okay?
Like ever?
Ever.
Okay.
Avatar,
Yep.
Avengers Endgame,
Yeah.
another Avatar movie,
Yep.
Titanic, Star Wars Episode something,
Yeah.
Avengers Infinity something,
Yeah.
Spider-Man something, Jurassic World something,
Yeah.
The Lion King,
Yeah.
The Avengers,
Yeah.
Furious 7, Top Gun Maverick, Frozen 2, Barbie, Avengers Age of something, Frozen 1, Super Mario Brothers, Harry Potter and the Deadly Somethings, Black Panther, and Star Wars Episode something.
Ah, so
Like
all
Disney.
all but two
All
were
Disney.
either remakes or
Yeah.
they
Sounds
were
like
based
Disney made a lot
on
of
some
money.
TV show or toy.
Or were they also something that potentially became another sequel? Because I think
or
there
sequels.
Wasn't Titanic? Although Titanic was by itself,
Titanic
wasn't
was
there
one?
a Titanic 2?
No.
Okay, just
Spoiler
checking.
alert, they almost all died at the end.
Yeah. So that's the top 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still haven't got to my
There's
epiphany yet.
two original ideas
Okay.
in there, by the way.
So
Nothing to do with the box office.
I just
Absolutely
randomly pulled a country from my ass, which happened to be Korea. So in Korea,
I don't think he randomly pulled
I don't
Korea.
think he did either.
you are correct.
He loves
I did
his
not,
Korean.
I did not randomly pick it. So the top 10 in Korea,
Yeah.
there was only 2, and I'm not going to list them down. There was only 2 movies out of their top 10 that were sequels or remakes or whatever.
Yeah.
So ultimately what my rage is that, and the epiphany that I came upon was that the entire Hollywood movie industry is surviving on either A, nostalgia, or B, remakes, redos, and reshit. This is my rage this week. Because 99 times out of 100, I fucking hate these movies so badly. Because either A, the originals is only really what you need, and just other countries around the world just keep making original content, and it still sells in their movie theaters. So what is it about North America, and I picked North America, sorry, let's not include Mexico in this. It's so Canada and the US that all we seem to get is fucking shit, and that's all it is. It's all just fucking shit. None of it's good. The top 20 movies, of all of them, I've maybe liked one. It
I like
leads
more
me
than
to
one.
infuriate myself.
At least 75% of those.
There you
The
go.
exception of maybe James Cameron stuff. My favorite is Still the Abyss.
No, I think there was one on here that I liked.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. Maybe 2.
Was it Titanic?
No, that was
Was it
not
Avatar?
No. You can keep guessing, but there's only 2 maybe, and that I don't think any of those were that I gave was Mondo's. Because you know what? There's only one good Star Wars movie, and it wasn't in the top 20.
Yes, I know.
So that's my first rage. Like, I can't take this world we live in North America. But my second rage,
Oh,
realize there's-
God.
you realize
What's with the
there's-
multiple rages?
I can't help it.
You
I had
realize
a lot
there's
of
another
rage this
Ape
week.
movie coming out, eh?
Yeah.
Which is also a sequel.
Which Bryce is looking forward to because
What?
he's dumb.
I thought you did. You love apes.
No, I love apes. I love the original.
I love
apes.
the new version. The new version's
Exactly.
so much better than the
Yeah,
original.
see,
Yeah.
there's a counterpoint to your thing. Is the originals were all crap.
The originals were horrible.
Yep, they were awesome.
Even with
It was as awesome as the Fall Guy.
Hey,
Okay, so my second
Hey there.
rage. My second rage.
Make it quick. I'm watching Switchback.
That's right. Christian Sparks, the director of The King Tide.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which Bryce and I
a
absolutely
Canadian
loved.
movie.
That's right. So, just so everybody knows, he released a second movie at the exact same time in cinemas. So we, on the West Coast, were able to get The King Tide, but the East Coast got his next movie that came out just after it, and we didn't get it. And now it's pissing me off because I'm like, Do you think that only the people in the East would appreciate his amazing brilliance as a director? Because I went back and watched a couple of his other movies. He's fucking brilliant. And we should be able to see all his movies all the time. So if you're going to release now probably one of my favorite directors in cinema, let me see it. Those are my 2 rages.
Good luck with that.
Beat
we
that.
Just lost our indie theater. Officially closed.
No, that's our art house.
No,
mainstream.
indie, not art house. Indie. The place that it plays the indie movies you guys love.
Plaza?
No, the other one. They just closed.
The Globe? You mean the mainstream art house cinema?
The one that shows the independent movies and not so much the blockbusters.
No, it plays art house films.
It plays them both
at the mainstream
anyway,
cinema.
it's closed now, so good luck trying to find them anywhere else.
Yeah, we're gonna have troubles.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my rage.
All right. Didn't you have a second rage?
That was it.
So He had 2 rages.
Sounds
I
like
have
the
a
same
third
one.
rage. If you want to, I got lots I
No,
can
that's
rage
all right.
about.
Enough rage on this show already.
My rage is dedicated to Merman.
What?
Cause I might fall from a tall building. I might roll a brand new car. Cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star. Hey Merman, turn me up. That's just wrong.
Are you going to stop singing then?
Yes.
Okay then.
But
What-
that
sorry,
is
what was
still
your
just
rage?
that's still just wrong. My rage is that I actually can't get the TV theme out of my
There
head
you
after
go.
watching the movie.
Oh, just wait till I play Lee Major's version.
It's just
Wait, Lee Rangers also has a version?
That's who sang the theme song
Oh.
for 5 goddamn years.
How would I know? I've never seen it.
That's who sang the song. This is why the point I came across was they put him in the movie. Why don't they just let him sing the original?
because he's not a superstar like Blake
Shelton?
Selston.
Oh,
Who does
Shelby.
nothing now?
Blake
He's left the
Shelby?
voice. He's done nothing. He's
Blake
doing
Shelby?
nothing now.
What do you
Wait,
mean?
isn't he
what?
married
He
to
left
Christina
the voice.
Aguilera or something?
No, he's married to Gwen Stefani.
Oh,
He
so
wishes he was married to Christina Aguilera.
Who doesn't?
Exactly. I wish I was.
So Blake Statler,
Blake Stetler. Yeah, sure. Close enough.
Stepford wife?
you're upset because Blake Statler sang the song?
I'm upset that he changed the words.
Oh.
I would have been okay if he kept the original words and just sang it. I could have lived with that.
I kind of wish you would have left before the credits rolled. No,
You left before the credits rolled?
no, I wish you would have.
Too bad.
Because you're like a dog on on a bone with this thing.
You know what? This may come up in a future episode. That's all I'm going to
It
say.
might.
There's probably going to be a Fall Guy too.
I may make you listen to the original.
Nice.
I've heard the original
Well,
multiple times. That's why it's the one in my head.
I may call you and leave it on your answering machine just so you can listen
never
to it
listens
again.
to that. so-
I never hit play on my answering machine. Just ask my mother.
And I'll hire
Or me.
I'll hire, what do you call it? Those singing telegrams, and to be outside your door
You know
and
what?
sing it for
If you put through the effort for that, I would make me smile, Merman.
Anyway, I happen to love the song. Is that your only rage? That's all you got?
Yeah, I can't get that bloody song out of my head.
Too damn bad.
I already forgot it.
I could sing it again.
No.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
Oh, the list. Where have you been? So long ago. We had the lists. So, for everyone listening, go to our website, Film Rage YYC. Check out our page called Nothing Other Than the Lists. And we have 5 lists on there. We have the Undoubted, the Doubted, the Mesmerizing, and the Repulsive. Plus, we also have previously removed Mesmerized or Repulsive, which we haven't removed anybody. So, it's currently just people that have been removed from the Mesmerized list. And looks like Bryce, after seeing 30 movies in 11 days, had time after to be able to watch more movies this week. So sounds like you got to see Full Metal Jacket, which is the only movie we're still waiting to find out if it was a Mondo
Yeah,
so that Stanley Kubrick can be Undoubted.
Yeah, it needed to be a Mondo because Eyes Wide Shut was a meh, which was
That's
his last.
correct.
Before
And it was
that, he
also
had
a
the
meh for me.
and
Yep.
Before Full Metal Jacket was The Shining, which was a Mondo. So
Yes.
as long as Full Metal Jacket was a Mondo, then he gets
That
on.
is correct. And you seem to remember.
Because everything else there, Barry Lyndon Mondo, Clockwork Orange
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mondo, Space Odyssey Mondo, Doctor
Everything.
Strangelove Mondo,
It's all
Lolita
Mondo.
Mondo. It's actually... It's too bad he didn't stop making movies in 1980 because I'm
What?
sorry, Kubrick, Full Metal Jacket was a meh. It was better than I remember it being. And the first 25, 30 minutes, Armando, it doesn't hold up throughout the whole
And then it gets
the
more
whole movie.
Mondo.
No, it really doesn't.
It does. Me
But
love it long time.
It's a good movie. It's a very good movie. But I'm sorry. I wanted to give it a Mondo, but I can't look you in the eyes and tell you that movie was Mondo for me.
You can look in my eyes and I'll
But
say
as I say,
it is a Mondo.
if he would have stopped making movies with The Shining, he would have been fine because then the two before that would have been Spartacus and Paths of Glory. And guess what? Those were both Mondo.
Well, you know what? It's just the way things are.
So I'm
Sometimes-
sorry. I really wanted to love it. I did, and I watched it.
You
and
tried hard.
And initially, I'm like, man,
This is so
Arlie
good.
Ermy is so good.
Yep.
In fact, that I was like, this is amazing right now. And unfortunately, once he dies, the rest of the movie was okay. It didn't sustain enough to get
It
to
was
Mondo. I
so
enjoyed it a
awesome.
lot, and I'm glad I rewatched it because I didn't remember it being as good as it is.
Yep.
But it still wasn't as great as you wanted me to think it was.
Well, I still think it is great.
I know you do.
Yeah.
And in your mind, he's undoubted. And that's
He's
why you brought him up.
Yeah, that's right. And it was
And
close.
in my mind, he's undoubted up until 1980. And then,
If only
then he's
people
meh.
could have a block of time where they're
Didn't he
undoubted.
die in like 95 or something?
Yeah, he's died. Not yeah.
No,
soon
no,
after-
he made Eyes Wide Shut
he-
in
after-
99.
Yeah, he died soon after Eyes Wide Shut.
Anyways, so
fact-
I'm sorry. I feel bad because I thought it had a chance, and then as I'm watching, I'm like,
Well-
hey, this has a chance, and it was okay. It's
Sometimes
good.
there's probably a 80s TV song that says sometimes something
yeah.
cars and action.
Yeah, sometimes cars in action. I don't know what we're going with here.
And Stanley Kubrick
And Stanley
was
Kubrick.
undoubted.
If only would have stopped making movies after The Shining.
That's right. So, you know what? I know we've talked about Ryan Gosling before,
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure the Merman
I would
wants to put.
never even attempt it.
Why would you not?
Why wouldn't you attempt it?
Two reasons. One, getting you two on board would be a miracle.
You don't
And
Why-
The other
why?
thing
I
is
re-
I don't want to
Okay,
see him taken
can-
off next week.
Can I just say something? I really, really, really like Ryan Gosling. I mean, he's so much better than that other Ryan who's deplorable. He's terrible. But Ryan Gosling, he's an actor. He's not just doing his schwarmy bit, getting through on his charm.
Well, you want to hear some really good news then?
What?
What?
Ryan Gosling has
Yes.
decided to
Yes.
stop making serious, dark films
What?
for the sake of his family, his
Oh,
wife, and
that'll
his kids.
That'll last
So
until
he
they
is now
grow up.
going to be making
Just comedies and
the Ryan
rom-coms?
Reynolds schwarmy comedy film.
Yeah.
So there
yeah,
you
yeah.
go.
There you go. So
Oh, Jim, how could you even put this through? Because unless it did. It was in the theaters because I know it came out on Netflix almost at the same time. But
what
no,
are,
it was.
what
in
are
the
you, what are
theaters.
you talking about? I'm talking about Ryan Gosling being undoubted.
Yeah, I
But
understand that.
We can't go because now we know everybody's rating for this week. He already can't make it because his last two films were meh.
See, I think his last two films were Mondo.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, The Gray Man was a rage. How can that be anything but a rage? The Gray Man was
One of
awful.
the few I probably never saw.
Yeah. It not very good.
It's very bad.
Yeah.
But First Man,
But okay,
Mondo, Blade Runner,
so
Mondo,
we talked about
La
how
La
great
Land,
he is.
Mondo.
Do we think he's mesmerizing then?
The Nice Guys,
I absolutely do. But like I
Mondo.
said, I would never.
Big Short,
I would never
Mondo.
put anybody I truly love on this list.
Why?
because You guys would tear them down the next week. So
It's not always the
It
next
ain't
week.
happening.
It's
you want
not
to put
necessarily-
them on there? I'll agree with you.
Well,
But,
that's
yeah.
what I'm asking. Bryce, do you think Ryan Gosling is mesmerizing?
Oh, is he mesmerizing?
Yeah, that's a question.
You said undoubted, but
Well, I did, but we already figured that out. He can't be undoubted.
It's too bad because, man, if you just get rid of of the Gray Man, he's literally Mondo. It's just the Gray Man. Why did he make that thing?
No,
That's what I've been saying for the last 3 weeks.
No, it's not. It's his last two movies were meh, so he can't be Undoubted.
His last two
he has
movies
to
were
just
Mondo.
start over. He's just starting over. It's okay.
Fall Guy Mondo,
but is he
Barbie Mondo. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fall Guy was
I don't
meh,
know what you're watching.
And Barbie was also
What
meh.
were you watching?
I was watching both those movies.
Are you high right now?
I wish I was high right now.
Anyways, is he mesmerizing?
That's the question.
Oh man, I forgot about Only God Forgives. I really like that movie.
He's I want to say I believe he is.
Let me just give me
Can
1
you tell
second.
me you actually like the nice guys too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Mondo.
Well, I agree, but
Yeah,
it was
but
Mondo.
We're not talking about whether he's
I
Undoubted
don't know why
now,
you
'cause
think you know what I like. You obviously have no idea, Merman.
well, I used to.
he used to be so transparent, Bryce.
You did.
Now you're complex.
I've always been complex.
You used to be fucking dynamic, but now you're just complex. This is a simple question. Is he mesmerizing or is he not? It's a yes or no answer.
I just don't want him to. I just don't want to say yes and then immediately have to go. Oh yeah, but what about that movie?
Well, we
there
we
he's
know
good.
that
There he's good. You know what? I'm going yes. Ryan Gosling is mesmerizing.
and I also agree that Ryan Gosling is mesmerizing.
What do you say? Is Ryan Gosling mesmerizing, Murray?
Always.
Okay.
All right.
I've always said that.
Well, then why didn't you bring him forward?
Because I just gave you the reasons. Because
He's
everything,
afraid-
everything,
he's
everything
afraid.
I love, you tear down, which is why I stopped submitting stuff. Yes, you do. Don't even try to deny it. Mister knows how to sing the wrong Fall Guy song. Yeah,
I thought it was the
go
right
there.
Fall Guy song.
You also tore down
It's
one
the
of
Fall
my.
Guy song he likes. I don't
Yeah, but
understand
that wasn't
what's
the one
going
from the
on.
movie. That's the difference.
Why are you hung up on this?
Because
You know
you
what?
pissed me off this episode. That's why.
The most important thing is that Ryan Gosling is mesmerizing.
Sure is.
All right. Well, now we have more
You seem
people
to be
we
getting
can go
upset
up
about
against.
nothing.
We now have another person that potentially some of our people that we haven't been able to take off. Potentially, they got to battle against
They got to
the
go
Rai.
against Gaz.
They got to go against the Rai.
Like I said,
Yeah, I'm not calling him the
I
Rai
predict
Rai.
he's going to be gone next week.
Gazi, you don't know.
Oh, I guarantee it.
You don't.
Oh
why-
my God, Merman.
You
Is he-
do understand what mesmerizing means, right?
Yeah, no, I understand.
Did you lose your tail, buddy? What is going
I don't know
on?
what that means.
It's that he's
Is it a
mesmer.
dog
We
thing?
all believe he's mesmerizing.
You're like doing an impression of Eeyore right now.
Yeah.
I lost my tail again.
Plus, we don't know. We got to see who he's up
Yeah,
against,
well, whatever.
and maybe he's more mesmerizing. That's the whole concept.
Yes.
All right. Well, this was a full lists segment. I got to say.
Yes.
You know what I'm missing right now?
I don't.
I'm missing some sin in my life.
I see what you did.
Last time on Rage or Dare, our B-Baby boy Bryce avoided confession as he pulled Cosmic Sin, the 2021 Bruce Willis masterpiece. Wait, is that actually a thing? Yeah. Anyway, this week it's Jim's turn to Rage or Dare. Oh no, wait! Bryce, the slack-jawed yokel, failed to refill his horrible bag of rom-coms and musicals, so I guess it's only Dare or Casey for our little Jimmykins. Now let's check in with Bryce and see if this sinful Bruce Willis film demands 20 Hail Marys worth of rage or 20 full Latin ceremonies worth of rage. Doesn't really matter. A sin's a sin, am I right, folks? I'm just praying this does its job on our pagan practitioner. Come on, Bryce.
Yeah, so I don't know, like what was it, like 6-8 weeks ago that I was dared to watch this?
Yeah, you know the.
So I watched it like that night.
That was silly of you.
Okay, and I didn't take any notes, so I don't really remember. I remember it took place like 500 years in the future.
What?
I remember they were like colonizing other planets because like Earth is like unlivable or
Yes.
something like that. I remember that I felt bad for Bruce Willis as I watched it. I remember Frank Grillo was in it, but I don't really remember him making an impression on me. I remember that this was bad. I mean, you're asking me to recall. It had to be 5-6 weeks ago. So I don't understand. Why did we have a 5-6 week gap before we did this?
Because we had so much other movies we were talking about. And you knew ahead of time we were going to do it when we got back and had time to catch up.
Yeah, well, I guess
So that's your own fault.
Anyways, I sort of remember the movie barely, but it was awful. I remember that. I remember there are scenes in it where I was like, what? But I wish I could be more specific, but I can't because it's like gone.
The funniest thing about this is I also have seen this movie.
And do you remember anything about it?
No, I just remember it was so awful.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it was bad. I mean, I'm giving it a rage, even though usually a rage makes like an impression and I can like pick some stuff out where I was like, and that's why this was awful. This was awful because it was so like nothing.
Yeah.
And I remember the special effects were laughable.
Yes.
And as I say, what it comes down to is it just made me feel bad because I'm watching. I mean, I'm not the biggest Bruce Willis fan in the world, but watching him do stuff like this, it makes me feel bad because as much as I'm not a fan of his, he's better than this.
Yeah.
And let's leave it at that. But the movie was a rage.
You know, there's a thing that sometimes actors just don't age gracefully. And I don't mean like age gracefully as in they just start making, it's like they're desperate to still work, so they pick stuff that isn't great.
To me, it's a lot like Michael J. Fox. He knew he had Parkinson's, so he signed a contract to make a bunch of bad movies to bring home money to his family, knowing he only had so many years. I wonder when Bruce Willis found out that he had Alzheimer's and was going to be losing his mind and signed on for a bunch of crappy films, which is exactly why he did it.
And if that's why he did it, that's cool with me. But it's still that doesn't take away from the fact that it's still sad to watch.
Yeah. It's hard to give something to rage when you're sad.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. It just made me sad.
It's a sad rage. Well, you know what? I got to pick some shit.
Yeah.
Because guess what?
I'm going to refill my bag real soon.
You know what? I've heard that rumor.
You realize
so
mine is
many
full
times.
too, right?
Yeah, I know. But yours and Casey's, and where's the dare bag? I feel like I'm not ready to go back into full rage mode. Where the hell's the... Oh, this is the... There we go. I'm going to pick an audience dare bag.
It's getting pretty light too.
Yes. So, audience, send me some movies for us to rage about. Wait, did we review this already? Epic movie?
I'm pretty sure I had it.
Yeah, no, I think I already watched it.
Alrighty.
It was a superhero parody.
Yeah.
Yes, it is terrible. It's the director of that is also on our doubted list.
Okay, next.
Next is the Pink Panther 2. Did we watch that one?
I think I watched the Pink Panther. I think you have to watch the Pink Panther too.
They made more than one.
Yes, you get to watch the sequel of the thing that was horrible. Although, having said that whole him pronouncing hamburger still makes me giggle.
Hamburger.
Yes.
I am not looking forward to this.
Then it's just total nonsense.
Rest in peace, Peter Sellers.
Yes, I freaking love Peter Sellers in the Pink Panther movies.
Yes.
No, it's Steve Martin as...
I need to watch The Party again
Yes,
sometime soon.
also a great film.
Anyways.
Whoa, this was so rage-filled, I cannot tell you.
I'm sorry, what are you watching again?
The Pink Panther 2.
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. Part deux.
Un, deux.
Yes.
It's duh.
I'm sorry, what are you watching?
Panther Part
2. That's awesome. Can't wait to hear what you think of that.
Oh, thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks to the extended Film Rage family you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey, the god of rage, from the nerdy photographer for the voice of Rage or Dare. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. You know, Mother's Day's coming up, and your mama wants herself some Film Rage panties. We always want to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, or send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare to see terrible movies to fuel our rage. But no matter what you do, please, 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 pretty please, 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 make us a rage. That's it for this week. Rage on!
Rage on.